This is Johnny Phillips with Junior Achievement of New Jersey, where we prepare students to succeed in the global economy.
My name is Dioni Betances. I'm an associate director here at Merck. I work part of the audit team.
Dioni, I want to thank you for taking some time and sit and talk with me for a little bit. To start, you mind sharing your job story, meaning any kind of different jobs you've had and maybe how you ended up in the current position you're in now?
Right out of college, I got an internship with KPMG, which is one of the big four accounting firms. From the internship, they made me an offer, which I started right out of college. I did that for quite a few years. I made it up to senior manager at KPMG. Most of my time there, I focused on external audit of insurance companies, mostly property and casualty insurance companies. But I did have a wide array of experience there where I did some consultations, some helping some back office stuff.
Okay.
Then at last year, at some point, I made a decision that I wanted to open up a next chapter of my career, and an opportunity opened up at Merck, and that led me to what I'm doing here. And so I'm doing some similar work from an audit perspective. So a lot of that experience that I got from KPMG, I've been able to apply it, even though I'm coming into a new industry. A lot of my knowledge I've been able to apply towards my job now. And then currently I'm focusing more on getting better and understanding the pharmaceutical industry.
Nice, nice. So somewhat of an evolving career to where you found yourself stepping into something new in the pharmaceutical industry. And like you said, continuing to be a learner and trying to learn new things. So with that, I kind of want to go back to what you mentioned, having an internship and getting a job straight out of college. If you would mind describing your education path, maybe what you studied and how you found yourself in that role of interning and then getting a full-time position out of it.
So I'm going to take you a little bit even back to high school. So I'm a first person to go to a 4-year college from my immediate family.
Nice.
So my brother did come out. He had kind of a vocational career. He did get a great job out of high school. So, college kind of became secondary. So for me, I didn't know what to choose. So it was a very difficult path for me as to what I wanted to do. I knew I liked math, so I started doing a lot of research into what can I do from a math perspective, and business stuck out for me. And so from there, I did a lot of reading, and one of the things I did look for that was important for me is I wanted to go to a school where when I finished school, I could use that career and apply it. So accounting and finance stuck out to me, and I decided to become an accountant. So I went to school, Long Island University, where I got my bachelor's degree there. I built a great relationships with a lot of my professors, and as I took my classes, tax and auditing were two of the key classes that made me make my decisions. I really like my audit teacher, and so I think that helped me guide to my path there. So as a junior, I got that internship with KPMG. People there were great. I built some great relationship there, and it made me feel happy about the culture there. So when they made me the offer, I decided to take that on. As my career progressed at KPMG, it was great experience, different clients. I worked with different people, but again, going back to the culture, it was a really good culture. So that helped me stay around and gain and build my experience. And again, then fast forward to now, I changed, I stayed within the audit industry, but now I'm just doing a different industry within the business sector.
Okay. You mentioned some, an interesting point about relationship building, right? You mentioned it twice, and one of the relationships you built is with professors and with educators, and we don't normally think about, using our teachers and the people who teach us as, resources to go ahead and move forward. Nice. Now, are you finding similarities between the two industries that you're auditing? I know you're saying a lot of the skills are the same, but what similarities and differences are you finding?
There are similarities and differences, right? From a financial statement perspective, some of the risks are relatively the same. I think a lot of the differences I'm finding now is as I'm working for an internal management, as an internal auditor rather than external auditor, is I get to look at the operation side of the risk versus the financial statement side of the risk. And some of the accounting guidance are different. So I don't want to get too technical, but from a revenue recognition perspective, the guidance is more applicable to that on a pharmaceutical company than that of an insurance company.
Okay.
So I've had to, learn more about that accounting standard and how to apply it here, and how can I audit those risks around it.
Nice.
Uh,
Nice.
and to mention something on the relationship, I think that that's very important. And if I were to recommend that to anyone, it's if you find a teacher that you have a good bond with and you trust them and you have a relationship with them, please continue to have that. One of my professors in college, I spoke with her at least twice a year for many years of my career, and I considered her one of my external mentors. And until this day, we reach out at least once a year, maybe sometimes more.
Yeah.
But that relationship, any thought process I might have that was outside of KPMG, I was able to lean on that relationship that I had with her to help me think through things.
Mm-hmm. That's really powerful. As we know, a lot of students have really tight relationships with educators or coaches or a guidance counselor, somebody in school, and being able to foster that throughout college and a career, as you're saying and showing, can go a long way. So, thanks for sharing that for sure. And another thing you mentioned, I'm finding consistent with your audit team, is you guys mentioned culture a lot and work culture. So can you elaborate on that a little bit in terms of what you were looking for a work culture and maybe why it matters so much to you?
The accounting field, specifically on the public accounting field, we work a lot of hours, right? It just comes with the industry. So I'd like to be able to go into work with someone that I feel comfortable with. I don't want to go into work and just, be miserable because I'm about to be spending 10, 12 hours with someone that I really can't relate to, or not only that they can't relate, they don't understand me. And, they kind of use that against me. I haven't, in both KPMG and at Merck, I have not felt that.
Yeah.
I've felt like, everyone is accepting of me, everyone's accepting of my ideas. And so that's the first, step from a culture perspective that I really appreciate. The other one is the learning culture. As you mentioned earlier, I like learning. I like advancing my brain skills. I like challenging myself.
Yeah.
And so having a culture where we're constantly learning, constantly doing different things, and again, seeing it both at Merck and at KPMG, that helps me and it motivates me to keep working, keep on working harder.
Mm. That's important, right? And not getting either saturated or bored at your job, and being able to do something. Thanks for sharing that as well. And when we started, you mentioned you're the first in your family to get a 4-year degree. You're really big on keeping relationships that matter. And I find that these are things that a lot of students in today's day and age can relate to. So is there any advice or additional resources you would want to share with anyone who's going to watch, about maybe where to go and what to do if they're the first in their family to be getting a degree, or if they have a relationship with their teacher that they don't know how to kind of take to the next step?
I would combine this into multiple things, but I think one thing that I would say is if you find someone that you could trust, that has different experiences, whether it be, someone older or a big brother or a professor, someone that's in the career industry, get yourself a mentor, right? I think that they give you clear, when you're younger, you're going to think about many different things. What's the best way? What's the best thing for me? And if you don't have those experiences, it's very difficult to make a choice that you really want. So one thing I'll say is get a mentor. The other thing is be open-minded, right? Be open-minded to what you want to do and do something that's going to make you happy. If you want a job, you're just going to go somewhere where it's going to get you your paycheck and you're going to work and go home. But if you go and try to focus and zone in on what you want to do and what makes you happy, it's going to lead to a career choice that, we do this for years until we retire, right? So the last thing you want to do is not be happy with what you do. You want to be happy and fulfill yourself, whatever that is, right? I like learning. So, me learning and being in an accounting industry where I'm doing different stuff, where I get to meet a lot of people, I get to do a lot of different industry, I get to read a lot of different regulations, right? That's something I like to do. So for me, this is an industry that fits me. But look within that. What do you like? What's something that's realistic that you like to do, and how can you get there? And what blocks do you have to build to help you get to where you want to go? And so make sure that you make that decision and choose a clear path that's going to help you get there so that you're happy. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is happiness.
Mm. That's a perfect way to end off, right? You don't have to, repeat it or say it too many times. Dioni, I want to thank you for taking the time to sit and chat with me for a little bit. They say your time is one of the most valuable things you can give. So from Junior Achievement, really, really do appreciate you, and look forward to talking with you in the future.
All right. Yep. No problem. Thank you, and good luck to everyone.